Hello and welcome to The Story Pilgrim, episode 4 of season 2, Sascha Cooper, Open Paths. Now again, before we dive in, please rate, share, please do all of those great things. It would be much appreciated. You probably don't realise how much it does mean, but just sharing it out there, getting this word out is very important to me and to the podcast. Would really appreciate that. Sascha is a friend of mine that I have worked with for the past 3 years. We'll talk about that. She's one of the hardest working actors that I know, and I absolutely wanted to get her on the podcast. I asked her where she would like to walk, and, well, I'll let her tell you where we are.
Okay, so my name is Sascha Cooper. I am a creative entrepreneur and holistic insightful life coach. We are here at the beautiful Cuckmere Haven, walking through the Seven Sisters Nature Reserve. And why we're here, this particular place I have not been to for years, and this was a huge part of my coaching training and a huge transformation at that point in my life to really solidify who I am now.
There's a lot there. I love how you describe yourself ever since we've known each other for a few years
It
now?
will be, yes, it's something like that. My goodness.
3 years, I think.
Yeah,
something.
that would be about right, 3 years actually.
Yeah. Through acting jobs.
That's right.
Various acting jobs and stuff. And ever since I've met you, you are probably one of the most hardest working actors. Now, I say actor. What did you describe yourself as?
A creative entrepreneur and holistic insightful life coach.
I love that. Where did that come? We're gonna go back. But the fact that you see yourself as an entrepreneur, that's always intrigued me.
Okay.
How did that come about, and what difference do you think that makes to you?
Well, if anything, being an entrepreneur, yes, it can be a very generic term. But really, when I say entrepreneur, I mean making all of my skills that I have work for me.
Yeah.
Now, this dates back to Good morning, when I graduated from the Courtyard Theatre Training Company in London after I finished my training up there. I got a BA Honours degree in Plymouth, first and foremost, in drama studies as well as English literature, and then I went on to study acting at the Courtyard Theatre Training Company. Now, bearing in mind, 2005, the training that it was then is certainly not like it is now. It's changed so much over the years with an ever-changing industry.
Yeah.
But at the time, when I was up there, we were always told, concentrate on that one thing that you love. Concentrate on acting. If you are an actor, you've got to concentrate on being an actor. It's hard, but concentrate on being an actor. Oh, but you can teach as well if you wish, but concentrate on being an actor.
Yeah.
So that's what we were told. And in fact, some of my other friends on that course, they were like, okay, yes, so we're going to do this. But I was always the person, I guess, on that course who was kind of the odd one out, because I've got all these other sort of assets as well.
Yeah.
So I dance, and I also do psychic readings, and I write a little bit as well. And so of course, as you can imagine, there's this whole thing of, but I have all these other skills. Which one do I concentrate on?
Interesting.
And it was actually my mum and my grandma who put the idea into my head. Now, in fact, I should say a huge thank you to my mum in many respects for this, especially as that follows on from my late grandmother as well. But all the women in my family have a little gift. They've always thought outside the box. And, with mum, she, her closest thing to the industry was literally being a dancer herself. She was a go-go dancer back in the 60s.
Right.
She was also one of the original models for Bieber Cosmetics. She also set up a mobile disco with her sister, Wendy, my aunt, of course. Now, so as you can imagine, there's an entrepreneurial flair already in there.
Sure.
So basically, she and my grandmother gave me the biggest piece of advice, which has never stopped, and that is, why concentrate on one thing when you have all these assets? Use them.
Yeah.
You know, why are they telling you to solidify? Think outside the box.
Yeah.
And that was it. So I was, I think, one of the only ones on that course that really just went, okay, let's see where the road takes me.
Yeah.
But of course, it was getting a bit difficult to basically say, oh, I'm an actress, dancer, psychic medium and reader, etc., etc. And especially with all these other skills, when I moved down to Brighton, that were also coming into place, such as theatre directing, such as adapting scripts, finding I could write. I had 3 poems published years and years ago as a teenager, but this was the first time I'd also expanded into script work and all that kind of stuff. And it was getting a bit difficult to say all those things.
Yeah.
So if it wasn't for a very interesting woman who fell onto my path, as you do, called Janine Cummings, who was an entrepreneur in herself, but she was more about online presence. And at that point, I was thinking about potentially adding life coaching to the whole skill system, as it were, as well.
Yeah.
But it was Janine who encouraged us at the time to think about a collective title, as it were, to make it easier for us to talk about, as well as when then asked, you could then list your skills. So hence the term creative entrepreneur and holistic insightful life coach eventually emerged.
Wow.
But there's only one thing that connects everything. Whatever method I do, it is for empowerment from the inside out for those who want to change, who want to literally embrace their more authentic selves and more. And that's why I do what I do.
That's brilliant. And you bring that into everything that you do.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
If I can't be authentic, no one else can be.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. So that's brilliant. Let's go back. So you've got these women who are quite, influential in your life.
Mm.
The whole performing, the acting, was that always there?
Very much so, but obviously in different respective areas.
Yeah.
So my mum, obviously when younger, she was more of the dancer, as I explained earlier, and more of the person who was kind of in the spotlight, but also liked being in the background. But she always loved the kind of technical side of things. So when she and Wendy set up the disco, it was Mum who designed this amazing light show for the disco.
Okay.
And so she was kind of the backbone, as it were, holding it all together. Whereas Wendy, the younger sister, she is and still is a songwriter and a singer.
Okay.
And so for her, she was always more the show person.
Yeah.
So I always looked to Wendy, I guess, for the more sort of stage presence, as it were. But I also looked to Mum for the magic behind the scenes.
Sure.
So I got the kind of a good balance between the two worlds.
Yeah. Is this in Brighton?
No, we were living in Devon at the time, South Devon.
Oh wow. Okay.
We used to live in this little seaside hamlet called Big-Bryon-Sea, and it has the famous Burr Island, which has been associated with a certain Agatha Christie.
Yeah.
And quite a bit of filming has taken place on that island over the years.
Okay.
That was the other place I wanted to suggest because that was a huge part of my childhood, but I think it might be a bit too long to get down there.
Bit of a long one. We can do that for next season.
Absolutely.
Season 3 we can go down there.
Sounds good.
Wow, okay, so how big of a town is that?
It's quite small, so I mean you were kind of in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
You were always surrounded by water, You had easy access to the beach, but unless you had a car, you couldn't go anywhere else. So I relied very much so on my mum, who was the main driver. Dad worked away an awful lot in the Merchant Navy as well as on the oil rigs.
Okay.
So yeah, he's retired. He's obviously been home a lot more.
Yeah.
But he's been really good in the sense of, I mean, between mum and him, they still keep me inspired, really. And in fact, we lived down in Devon for, well, quite a few years. And then we moved over to Plymouth. Well, my parents and I moved over to Plymouth because up until that point, pretty much the whole family, not my aunt though, she was married to somebody else at that point, but we all lived together in one big house, Cliff House.
Okay.
It was called. And it was literally on the cliff top, so you literally had the whole view of the sea.
Wow.
And it was incredible. It was an incredible place. But for somebody like me who's a little bit more curious about the world, so to speak, I needed more than that.
Sure.
So my parents, when they bought their own place in Plymouth, it was their very first place. So I was kind of part of that transition. And then when I went up to London, before I did, my mum takes me to one side and she basically said to me, look, I can give you a choice. You can either take us with you. You don't have to, by the way. Mm-hmm. Or you could go on your own and literally experience London for what it is, live your own life.
Yeah.
Well, the choice was very easy for me. I was taking them with me. And the reason being, well, ever since they'd been together and had me, etc., they'd never really had a proper marriage.
Right.
So I said, right, if I'm getting a life, you're getting a life.
Yeah.
We're crossing over a puddle, by the way.
Yeah, it's a bit, it's surprisingly dry for what we've had. This is pretty good so far.
Yes.
With regards to the walking.
It's not bad, actually, no.
So if we, again, I'll keep pulling this back a little bit. School, can you just tell me about how school was for you, from like infant school, primary school? How was all of that?
Okay, well, because I was travel sick when I was a kid, I actually didn't get to go to primary school till I was about 9 or 10.
Okay.
My mum taught me at home, much to her dismay at times. I can't remember too much of that life, but apparently I was a bit of a naughty kid towards her.
Okay.
I don't remember that much about it.
Yeah.
But I do remember going to primary school because it was my choice.
Yeah.
But even so, throughout primary school, then the secondary school that I did go to, just because I was different, essentially, for loving Shakespeare, loving acting, wouldn't shoplift, wouldn't sleep with anybody underage, I wouldn't shoplift, I wouldn't do any of those things. I was bullied quite incessantly.
Yeah.
So after suffering years of that, I then changed to a fabulous school which is sadly no longer on the go in Plymouth, which was called St Dunstan's Abbey, a school for girls.
How old are you at this point?
So, gosh, it would have been just as I was about to choose GCSE.
Okay.
So I would have been about 14 or 15 at that point.
Yeah, okay.
And that was a very big eye-opener because the school was amazing. And I got bullied and taunted, but at least it wasn't as bad as I'd had it before. So I guess that was kind of the first instance where I knew I was different and I knew I wanted to embrace that, but of course there's always that peer pressure, isn't there?
Yeah, exactly.
Of trying to fit in.
Yeah.
And throughout that school time I never ever wanted to fit in. Never.
Right. You didn't enjoy that process?
I didn't like what it presented.
Of course.
And I guess in my own way I took a stand. I said, no, sorry, I'd much rather be on my own, thanks.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, that makes sense. Was there any particular any teachers that stood out more than others, for good or bad?
Ooh, gosh, now there's a question. So, I hope some of them are listening.
Yeah, there you go, exactly.
In fact, I still stay in touch with some of them.
Great.
One of which, she'll always be my favourite. She was at the time Miss Pamela Russell. I think she's now got a second name at the end of Russell now.
Okay.
She's she got married
yeah.
later in life. But she was my drama teacher.
Okay.
And she was one of the first women as well to inspire me to step into my own light and actually enjoy the stage, enjoy what the spotlight had to offer. And she always said, you know, it is a difficult path to get into, but if you take it seriously enough, then good things will come of it.
Yeah.
And I always loved books anyway. So Mrs. Henderson was my English teacher, and yeah, she was tough. At times a bully herself. I don't know if she's alive, sorry.
Yeah, no, that's okay.
But you know, the whole thing is, what she did though was start me on the journey as an add-on to the reading, as it were.
Going around that way.
Ah, okay, yeah.
Just to get over there.
Yes,
yeah.
yep.
I think so. Should we?
Yep. So I'm just following you here.
We're just going to navigate some mud and puddles and stuff. So, are both of these teachers at
St Dunstan's at this point?
St Dunstan's. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
So Mrs. Henderson actually, in many ways, inspired my love for the dramatic in books.
Okay.
So, here's an example. I remember for GCSE level looking at Jane Eyre by Charlotte Bronte. Now, because obviously you're looking at different sort of things happening within literature, when you're having it taught in schools, obviously if you're like me, you love the drama, you love the images that come off the book.
Yeah.
But then, of course, when you get to GCSE level, it then becomes very technical.
Yeah.
But what Henderson did was she made sure that although the technique was there, she also made sure that the love of drama was there.
Right.
To a certain extent.
Yeah.
Because I remember us studying that and Macbeth as part of my GCSE, and it was just one of these incredible moments where, although I refused point blank to read Jane Eyre because I thought of as, it's too boring,
Yeah.
before the exam I was basically told, look, I don't know what it is you're scared of, but just read the book.
Yeah. Okay.
But I had only read the first part and I didn't like it at first.
Yeah.
I think partially because of the way it was forced onto us.
Sure. Yeah.
But it was that book that kick-started, I guess, my love for Gothic literature. Because when I read it, it not only gave the drama I craved, the romance I craved, but these amazing characters that leapt off the page. And that, in many ways, also solidified what I was then to go on to as part of university, as part of the Gothic literature module that we did as part of the English literature side of my degree.
Right.
And that was it. It was just, that was kind of it, really.
Yeah. Was that, so the degree, was that a compulsory module, or was that one that you were able to just throw in to the mix?
It was a choice.
Yeah.
It was, although it was kind of forced upon us for the first year.
Yeah.
Hang on, we're just literally navigating puddles.
Puddles and stuff. Yeah, you're good.
So yes, just in case the audio listeners are going, what on earth is going on?
Yeah.
But yeah, the whole thing is, with that literature component of the degree, it was all part of it. It was all part of the first year experience, and yes, we had to do it. but it also, in many ways, kick-started. It didn't even kick-start the journey of loving Gothic clothing or anything like that. That was more Mum. She's blame her for that
Yeah,
one.
I was going to say, it sounds like Mum laid the foundations for quite a lot of stuff.
She did.
Yeah.
She did.
Yeah.
I mean, we always joke at home that she was the original goth of the 60s.
Okay. that's cool. Yeah.
But because she didn't really fit in the mod or the rocker. She always did a bit of both.
Okay.
But she was always dressed in black.
Okay.
Apparently she was always called the demented nun because she dressed in black.
Oh God. Okay.
Or something along those lines.
Yeah.
Sorry, Mum, if that was incorrect.
It's okay.
But
that's how she's going to be labelled from now on.
Absolutely,
So
the demented
okay.
mum.
Yeah.
None, indeed. But no, I remember at 13 being taken to a place which sadly is no longer around, and that was Kensington Market. That was the hot spot in London for Gothic clothing and everything, lifestyle and jewellery. And it was Mum who basically went, look, why are you thinking of even sitting in? Look, experiment, go goth, go dramatic.
Just go for it, yeah. Wow, that's really interesting.
And it's thanks to her, in many ways, that's, I guess in a way, it solidified the whole thing with Gothic literature, Gothic writing, Gothic stories, the works.
Yeah. What is it that attracts you to that?
Oh gosh, it's everything. It's the drama, it's the moodiness, the suspense, the characters. You know, it's in a way, especially for why it was written back in the 1800s, you know, it was to challenge a fear of the unknown.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah.
And that was it.
Yeah.
You know, so classics like Dracula,
Yeah.
Nosferatu, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Part of my top amount of things to read.
Yeah.
And then when I went into the second year of uni, then my real love for the macabre was sold when we did Wuthering Heights by Emily Bronte.
Okay.
And to this day, I know we've got the controversy at the moment of that film,
Yeah.
which I've seen, and that my feelings are mixed. You've heard it here first.
Yeah.
Very mixed, and there's a reason why it's mixed. I get what they were trying to do with the film. I get it. But, and here's the big but, the problem is they've also gone so far off the beaten track as to why the book was written and all that kind of stuff as well. And they haven't even gotten through the whole story. They've only got halfway through.
Okay.
So, spoiler alert, guys.
Yeah.
So I would say for this film, if you are a huge fan of the book, like me, just note you are not going to get Wuthering Heights in its entirety.
Sure. Yeah.
But if you've never experienced Wuthering Heights before, then I would say it's a good way to start the initiation. But just know, again, you are not getting the full book.
Yeah.
Read the book to really get the drama and the characters, especially the complicatedness of how relationships can be.
Yeah.
And when it's done well, I'm in, like that.
Yeah.
I'm in.
Yeah.
And that's really, as well, why I love acting, writing, the works, because everything that I do, you're always trying to unpick the little web that is created within life. Try to get to the basics, you know?
Yeah.
And I just find that so fascinating, the psychology of people, the psychology of characters, the reasons why they do what they do.
Exactly.
Know? Part of negotiation.
Yeah.
But,
Switch back there. So when you were at university, did you you're very passionate about what you're actually learning at uni. Did you get involved with any like drama societies or other societies?
Yes. I mean, it's huge, and this is really as well, although I'd performed in several shows over the years.
Yeah. Prior to university.
Prior to uni, yes.
Yeah.
This was the real time when I was given a chance to play a lead role.
Okay.
So the course itself was drama in the community. I know I said drama studies earlier, but drama in the community.
Okay.
And English literature. That was the BA.
Yeah.
And the guy who ran it, called David Oddy, he was also, I mean, the whole thing was brand new at this point to the university, and he launched this kind of sort of drama group as part of the whole thing with the university, where everybody could get involved. And of course, us on the drama course were heavily encouraged to audition.
To get into, yeah.
Indeed. And this play that we did, I will never forget, because it was a tough show, but it also gave me a huge appreciation for the art of multi-rolling. And I'm sure you understand that as an actor, the art of multi-rolling as well. I've worked with you on a few of those.
Yeah, yeah.
But it was called The Good Person of Szechuan by Bertolt Brecht.
Okay, yeah, yeah.
And I played this prostitute called Shen Te, who had a really good heart, and it didn't matter what she did, she was always taken advantage of by her community.
Right.
Always kind of pushed under and taken advantage of, never appreciated, even with the service that she provided. They were like, oh, it's Shen Te, oh yeah, no, you don't need to worry about me, I'll just go with someone else.
Yeah.
That kind of condescending attitude.
Sure.
So when the work situation starts to change within the community, obviously she's affected as well.
Yeah.
Everything could be shut down. So what she does, something quite sneaky, because she's chosen by the gods, as it were. It's a bit Greek tragedy element, this one.
Mm-hmm.
But she's chosen by the gods to be the good person, and it's simply because she shows a good heart.
Right.
Despite her profession, her intentions are incredible. They're on point, so much so they want her to dominate everything.
Okay.
They want her to be the chosen one, and she's like, well, how can I do that? I can't. I'm not that person.
Yeah.
Until there's a bit of a brainwave by the gods. Why do you have to be entirely you? And she's like, what? You could always have a brother. And then all comes onto the scene, but her more confident, dominating brother, Shui Ta. Now Shui Ta has much more of a business perspective. He's in control. He's everything that Shen Te isn't.
Right.
He has all the confidence in the world, and well, when he comes in, he starts very slowly to revolutionise the whole work scenario, and he's appreciated. And for the first time, Shen Te feels like she's seen.
Right.
But of course, she's not her, you know?
Yeah.
She is Shui Ta. And talking of which, we're talking about the drama hitting. Wow.
Yeah, look at that.
Wow.
Tide is in. We made it down to this is the, oh god, what's the name? The river is the Cuckmere, isn't it?
It is, yes.
It is the Cuckmere. So this is the estuary of the Cuckmere.
That's right.
And we can look back up the thing, but you get, this is the start of Seven Sisters, isn't it?
I believe so, yes.
Going that way.
Absolutely.
But yeah, so that was a good little timing bit there.
It is, because the whole point of Shui Ta is that he is about the drama, and this is what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
He hits that spot, and then, I mean, just for the listeners out there, as well as the water sort of hitting the back of the wooden ledges here, we've also got a little bit of a ledge going up onto a pebble beach,
yeah,
as it were. Now, It's quite interesting this, because I'm reminded of a friend of mine who played Shantae's closest friend. He was a water bearer, and he was the one who always kept everybody grounded. He always kept her grounded. He was her one true friend.
Yeah.
But when, obviously he had no idea she was Shui Ta, but the whole thing is, if I look at that foundation there, Shui Ta basically made everybody into his personal slaves.
Right.
He created a sort of streamlined workforce, and the whole idea of the play was to show different sides to people and what can happen if we get too carried away with ego.
Right.
Basically to be seen. And that's all Shantae wanted. She wanted to be seen.
Sure. Yeah.
And going between those two for me was just an experience I'll never forget, because that taught me that, I guess this was the first point that I really thought, God, you have to be so on it. You have to be in that moment constantly, you know, to not miss your cue. You have to quickly change. God, it made me appreciate the quick change.
Yeah.
It really did. But playing that role was just an amazing experience. And it was from there, when I went to stage school eventually, that was the very first professional credit on my Spotlight CV, Shantae Shui Ta.
Brilliant.
And that was it for me.
That sounds like more, you've spoken a lot about learning technically, but also it sounds like you could reflect a lot, reflect a lot of your own life previously up into that character.
Oh God, absolutely.
Yeah,
because it's all about transition, you see.
Yeah.
And when you come from a place where you feel, and I've certainly felt this a lot in my life, when you feel unappreciated, you feel like everybody overlooks you.
Yeah.
You have to think a bit differently.
Sure.
And that solidified everything for me
all
going forward. Think a little bit outside the box, play, experiment.
Yeah.
And after stage school, I still negotiated and found my way and had a few things thrown at me, as you do.
Yeah.
But if I look back at that time through to today, it's, I'm not a West End star, but I tell you what I am doing. I'm living my life authentically. I'm living the way that I want to live my life.
Yeah.
And there's nobody else, apart from the odd guidance here and there, there's nobody else telling me I can't or can do that. Do you know?
There's a lot of power in that, and there's a lot of people that don't realise that they're not doing that, if that makes sense.
Absolutely. And I would encourage anybody out there, it doesn't matter whether you're a performer, whether you're a psychic, whether you are a coach, it doesn't matter what walk of life you are, to be honest.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, you have got to look at your worth. You've got to look at what you provide, what even if you don't feel you provide anything, you do provide something.
Absolutely.
You know?
Yeah.
And if you have multi-skills, use the skills.
Yeah, exactly.
You know? Get into it. Don't just fixate on one thing. Branch out. And we couldn't go down the way that I know we could.
Yeah.
But I always say, if you're able to go down a familiar route from a different perspective, that's all part of the adventure, and it's still part of being present. A huge part of that.
Yeah. Well, that's as you know, that's what the whole story Pilgrim is all about. It's about trying to get to that point, and I find what we're doing now, being out for walks in nature, really does that, and this is a beautiful place to do it.
It is.
So let's go back to the coaching, when what you spoke about, why you want to be here.
Yeah.
So you've done that journey. You've gone to university. You've gone to drama school, but it was the Courtyard. The Courtyard, where they started, where you inferred earlier that you were like, no, hang on a minute, I don't have to just be that.
That's right.
So how soon after that did the coaching come along?
Ooh, that was several years later.
Okay.
Yeah, so I've lived in Brighton now for 26 years.
Oh wow, okay.
I know, a long time.
Yeah.
But this would have been probably about halfway through my time in Brighton. Possibly. Now, at that point, those of you who know me will know that I'm a plus size girl. So at the time as well, when I graduated from drama school, the whole thing with plus size women in particular were overlooked.
Yeah.
We were just put into these categories of
Yeah.
the funny girl or
The comedy cat. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
and that was it.
Yeah.
Or even worse, being told you're visually ugly, we don't want you.
Yeah.
Yes, that happened to me once.
Yeah.
And basically that made me want to go more behind the scenes, which
Sure.
is when I went into directing for my theatre company at the time, Crimson Horse, in which I did quite a few things and honed my craft as a director and a writer. And after that though, I was working in a call centre at the time, and I was also kind of going between the readings as well.
Yeah.
So, without going into too many details, the woman who owned the shop at the time was not the nicest of people, not the nicest of characters,
Uh-huh.
and that also.
Which shop is this?
This was Bell Book and Candle at the time,
Okay.
and the woman who owns it is no longer with us now, but
Okay.
she basically displayed what I can now safely call toxic behaviour. Whoops!
Yeah. Oh.
There's all the pebbles. This is all the pebbles here.
There's loads of them. Hundreds of millions. We're talking billions. There's a lot. I mean, I always joke with Lucy that Brighton and the area doesn't have real beaches. 'Cause
No.
They don't have sand.
That's right.
But this is.
This is one particular example, as you can hear if you're listening on the audio. But anyway, but even so, at that point, for quite a long time, I went away from acting for a long
Okay.
time
Okay.
because I thought, no,
Because of that.
because of that, you know, I'm fat, I can't act.
But, yeah.
So, of course, nowadays, that's wrong.
Yeah.
But-
Exactly.
But
Well, I mean, there's still some people out there that are very antiquated in their way of thinking.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
but it's changed.
We're battling that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it's changed. Get with the times, guys, if you're stuck.
Yeah.
But it's all right. We're just getting off the main big stones now.
Yeah.
Hopefully, get a little bit more stability from here on in. Anyway, I was concentrating more on the psychic readings, and I'd solidified my beliefs as well at that point to complement the readings. But forward a few years, and I kept thinking, maybe coaching would be a way to bring everything together, a bit more solidity
Mhm.
to the readings. And I thought essentially, yeah, life coaching, that'd be fine. But then Laurel Alexander came into my life. Now, Laurel Alexander is an amazing woman who's not only a brilliant life coach and psychic reader and medium and storyteller, but she also trained life coaches to the extent she also had a little sort of thing as part of her training modules in which we could be holistic life coaches. And I thought to myself, because I said to her what I did, and she goes, well, have you ever considered holistic life coaching?
Mm-hmm.
And I said, what's that? And she said, well, you think about the readings you do, tarot, etc. It's a different way of looking at those readings, but rather than predicting the future, you're using that as a coaching tool. So,
Okay.
and also thinking outside the box. So through her, I got to learn everything, literally about being present, the auras, more insights into the tarot than I thought even possible. the connection with auras, the connection with holding space, the works. It just fit. And through her, I found my confidence in wanting to become a more authentic version of myself and damn the consequences. And that's when I came back to acting as well.
Great.
Thanks to murder mysteries. And if it wasn't for a certain murder mystery company, I wouldn't be acting now.
Right.
Because
Yeah.
I didn't know if acting was still my thing.
Yeah.
But that was it. It came back, the confidence came back. I was welcomed into this new community of actors and directors who didn't care what you looked like.
Yeah.
Who didn't care who you were.
Yeah.
If you did the job, great. You know?
That's
and that
brilliant.
was it.
Yeah. And how did Cuckmere Haven come into all of that equation?
Well, Cuckmere came into it because we had to focus on the journey with being present.
Yeah.
And, well, exactly, he's helping to take a photograph.
Beautiful, yeah.
But it was walking along the Cuckmere Haven through the sanctuary over on the other side that made me go, do you know what? Life's too short.
Mm-hmm.
And it solidified that final change within me to just go, stuff it. If I can't be me, well, who else is going to?
Yeah.
And that was it.
Yeah. That's
Made me
brilliant.
appreciate a lot of things, believe you me.
Yeah. No, I completely agree. It's massive big pieces of chalk there. I've never seen that.
The
From
chalk's
there.
incredible.
Yeah, it really is, isn't it?
Whew.
Wow. Is she still with us? Is she still part of your life?
Laurel is very much still part of my life.
Yeah.
We may not speak as often, so Laurel, if you're listening, let's catch up, please. But no, she's still going. She's not training coaches anymore, but she is concentrating on the writing the last time I heard.
Where is she based?
She's Brighton as well.
Oh, she is? Okay.
And yes, we can go round there, can't we?
Yeah.
Cool. So, yeah, she lives at home with her husband and a dog. The last time she had a dog, or a cat, I think it was a dog and a cat, but it was years ago, so
Okay.
I don't know if that's changed.
Yeah.
But so good. She is such a lovely individual, and you know, I think again you can learn from people, and she was one of the most influential people that I learned from, including, if we go back even further to that, and I also became a media hair and makeup artist accredited by the BBC. I trained under the BBC hair and makeup artist Judy Neem.
Okay.
Now, she was a woman and a half.
Okay.
If you did not follow her instructions,
Yeah.
that was it.
All right. Okay.
You know,
Yeah.
she was strict, and I loved that about her.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, that's a very. Let's go down there and then round.
Yes, I'm thinking we can.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
How did you get involved with that?
So, I knew I wanted to have hair and makeup techniques in my books, as it were,
Yeah.
because sometimes, I'm sure you know as yourself as well, you may be on a film set, you may be on a low budget sort of theatre show
Yeah.
where there's no hair and makeup artist.
Yeah. You got to do it.
You've got to do it. So I did it to learn the skills needed in case I needed to do it myself.
Yeah.
And you know, we're on flat ground now again.
There we go.
Ooh,
It's amazing how, like, just at 20 yards, 30 yards, and the difference in the noise.
I know,
the
right?
sea, we just got that little burr to protect us from the sea, and it's completely different, isn't it?
It is. It's like,
Lovely.
woo, that gets the adrenaline in your face.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, she was incredible. I don't know if she's around still, but my God, I learned so much from that woman.
Yeah.
I really did. Like the Courtyard gave us performing experience and a kickstart to our CV. Judy Neem did the same.
Yeah.
You know, we worked on student shows. We were behind the scenes putting the makeup on the extras for a film that was done in Margate, which I don't think has been released.
Oh, okay.
Sadly. But if it has, I'm certainly not aware of it.
Right.
But it was a film that starred the main actress from Silent Witness. I can't remember her name now, but
The original?
Yes, the original.
Amanda?
No,
Not Amanda?
No, not Amanda.
I know, I can see her face. We've just
Same. I can't think.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, that was an experience in itself, because that one as well, you got to learn about ego versus creativity and being selfless.
Sure.
As well. So
this might be a navigation.
I think so.
Let's see.
Do
you think we can go along the bottom? I'm just looking ahead there. Do you think we can carry along that fence all the way?
Yeah, I think so.
You reckon?
It's just literally getting onto that path bit, isn't it?
Yeah.
So here we go.
Ruining your shoes.
Oh God, these are work shoes. They can be cleaned up.
Ooh. Ooh.
Here we go.
Ooh.
That's the fun bit.
Go, that's the fun.
Oh God.
I'm stuck.
Come on, Hill.
Yeah. Here we go.
Right.
So let's talk a little bit about the medium, the spiritual side of things.
Yep.
Where's that come from?
From my mum's side of the family. So I didn't find this out until I was about 19.
Okay.
But the women on my mum's side of the family are of Romani Gypsy descent.
Okay.
So we've always had a gift of sorts. But I think the main women between my great-great-grandmother, who did mediumship for a living, to me, it's kind of skipped generations, because Mum, Grandma and Wendy had experiences of their own, but they were too scared.
Okay.
So they were too scared by what they saw or felt, and they kind of steered away from it.
Yeah.
So when I started showing everything, it was a very interesting point, because I was brought up Christian, and you know, I was always told, I never had a negative experience of Christianity, by the way, never had that.
Okay.
But I was always told, you know, accept other paths, accept other religions, you know, we have a lot in common. But when it came to fortune telling and psychic stuff, of course, if you think about the Bible frowns upon that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And basically it's associated with the devil.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is wrong, of course.
Yeah.
But basically, as soon as I was told about that descent, when I was 19 and I'd been around a few fairs over that year, the first thing, rather than going, oh wow, amazing, the first thing I thought, I'm going straight to hell. So after that, it was a case of trying to work out. Sorry, yes.
It's alright. No, we're just negotiating. Careful.
It's alright.
Just wondering if the other side's okay.
That's alright, it's all good.
Had you, previous to this, had any experiences, like, you know, seeing anything, feeling anything prior to this? Nothing?
No. And that was funny, because I guess I've always loved the visual idea of the fortune teller. in the sense of, you know, the big hoop earrings, the crystal ball, the scarf,
Yeah.
the off-the-shoulder gypsy look, which I've got on today.
Yeah.
But nothing else apart from that.
Yeah.
But being the actor at school, when there was an opportunity to do something for the school fete, don't know what made me do it, but I literally went, oh, can I do some fortune telling for the school fete? This was when I was 18.
Okay.
And we had a makeshift tent, makeshift crystal ball, and I only read a book on palmistry the night before.
Okay.
You know, just to give a bit of a backbone, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
And I guess this was the first time that I'd seen fortune telling in terms of certainly today's equity protection for entertainment.
Okay, yeah.
So,
Sure.
taking on a character, entertainment.
Yeah.
You know, doing comedic fun fortunes, entertainment.
Okay.
You know, I know that as entertainment, but at the time I was more like, oh, I'm just having a bit of fun here.
Yeah.
That's it. Nothing else.
Yeah, yeah.
Well,
That's really, okay.
but what I wasn't expecting was that, in fact, you know where we were, just by the beach there.
Yeah.
If you imagine the tents there, and you imagine where we initially walked, that's how long the queue was.
Wow. Okay. Really?
Yep.
Okay.
We're talking about staying at the school 4 hours after the fete had closed.
Wow.
Because people wanted to know their fortunes.
Okay.
And when I came out eventually, after being thrown out, as it were, by the headmistress, Mrs. Brown, who was a lovely woman as well, she was also my favourite in terms of firm respect. You know, don't mess with me, I will be nice to you if you respect me type of woman, you know?
Yeah.
So, came out, my mum and grandmother were outside, and my grandmother starts berating into me. What on earth have you been saying to people? You know, and I did exactly as you said, I made it up. You know?
Yeah.
I was told that, you know, I'm playing the character. Do you realise what you've been saying to people is spot on?
Oh, really?
What?
Okay.
Yeah, so that was at 18.
Yeah.
And what my grandmother did, my mother was a little reticent, but I wanted to do it. My grandmother basically said, look, this was in Devon at the time, she said, look, why not try some of the local fates? Maybe it's just a fluke.
Okay.
Nope, same thing kept happening.
Okay.
When I then took a year out, this is where the 19 thing happens. This is before I went to uni. And so obviously came back to those fates after the year that it happened. Same thing kept happening. People again kept coming and saying, what you predicted came true. Wow. Still couldn't quite believe that myself.
Yeah.
But then finding out about this connection from my mum, that was it.
Sort of solidified it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But of course, the major thing though, and I thought, like I said, I thought I was going straight to hell. And it took me years, and I mean years, alongside university, as well as my professional acting training, and moving down to Brighton, and also navigating the world of the pagan community in London, and obviously down here in Brighton.
Yeah.
Trying to find out more, because I clearly wasn't a full-fledged Christian.
Sure.
But I still had my faith in Christ.
Yeah, yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
And I had to find a way of trying to combine it. But of course, everywhere I turned, I was told, you can't do this, you can't do that, can't do this, from both sides.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, oh gosh. But, the real journey started, funnily enough, it was the London one. I met two amazing people, one of which is still in my life because sadly her partner passed. They were called John and Maria. Now, John Randall, at the time, was not only infamous within the pagan community for stirring things up a little bit,
Okay.
and he was a bit of a magician, and he was also a paranormal investigator.
Okay.
So, but he was also very much pagan through and through, and his wife Maria was pagan and very much an eclectic sort of person. But basically, they saw I was being berated by the moots that they call these meetings moots on the pagan scene.
Yeah.
When they saw I was being berated, it was my very first one I'd attended. They swooped in, got hold of me, and said, "Right, this place is not for you. I can see what you're trying to find out. Come with us. Come with us. Let us take care of you."
Yeah.
And that they did. They set me on the path to my own discoveries. Then when I moved down here, obviously stayed in touch with them. And then I came across this lovely woman who, again, still one of my closest friends today, Mariella Holman, a lovely Dutch lady who's an Alexandrian Wiccan. And she was the one who basically gave me the basic tools in terms of paganism, which London lot couldn't. Made me feel included, welcomed. But I still didn't want to leave Christ. And it was then that Mariella says to me one day, "Have you ever thought about Christ or paganism?" And I'm like, "What on earth is that?" And she just literally did this whole secretive thing of the finger on the nose tap.
Okay.
Now, whenever she did that, it meant she knew something else.
Right.
Now, interestingly, prior to that kind of had already been set in motion by one of my closest friends, Cassie, who also set the seed before I moved down, in the sense of you can follow whatever path you flamming well want to.
Yeah, exactly.
Actually.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
So it was that leaping point from John and Maria to Cassie to then Mariella, and then Mariella basically, "Hello, doggy," basically solidified Christ to paganism, basically, which is a combination of Christianity and paganism.
Well, that sounds the perfect fit.
It was brilliant. The information that was out there, I was so amazed. I was like, my goodness me, this is brilliant compared to years ago.
Yeah.
And that was it. It was that faith that solidified my readings and also solidified the connection to my ancestors.
Sure.
And that was it.
That was it.
From that connection, I have felt no fear in my readings, but just added and increased the skills. But again, if you're doing a one-to-one, I talk about readings being entertainment. If you're in a corporate setting, which I do a bit of, thanks to my psychic agent Gail, when you're in a corporate setting, it's different because it is purely entertainment. People don't want, something too intense.
Yeah.
That's when it comes fortune telling.
Sure.
When you're reading though for people, that's different. You're doing this for guidance.
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry, you were saying.
Yeah, no. Do you feel with that whole journey now from that first reading, do you still feel you're taking on a character, or are you pretty much no, this is me now. This is.
Ooh.
Is that
interesting question?
Yeah.
Because there's some layers to that.
Yeah. It's an interesting question, but also interesting how we're going to navigate this next bit.
Yes.
I think we go where those are going.
Uh-huh.
They're going to go through that gate.
I
think we stick next to the.
Yeah.
Hold that thought. We've got to navigate a lot of mud and water.
Yes.
I think we go that way. I think behind the bench. Do you reckon?
Yes. Hopefully.
This would be.
Wait,
Oh.
Here we go.
Yeah. Oh, it's really muddy, isn't it? Might be better.
Very muddy at this point.
I would stick somewhere around here. Oh yeah, this is really bad. Oh, careful! Oh, look at you. You're right, getting the right mess. Oh no! Have you lost a shoe?
I have.
Oh god!
Oh my god!
It's really bad. Have you got it?
I think so.
This will be that.
I'm gonna have to stop at the bench.
This will be a highlight reel. Blimey neck, this is really bad. God. Oh no. Look at the state. Oh no, your shoes. Oh no.
Oh my God, thank God I wore these ones.
Blimey
Oh my
neck.
God. Oh my God.
Yeah, that's really muddy.
Right, okay.
There is a water trough over there. We could we could clean your shoes out in that. Oh,
well,
no.
that's one way of doing it, I guess. Oh my God.
Oh dear. Oh God. Oh no.
Oh my God.
Okay, so that one question.
Yeah,
So,
so that
do
one-
you still feel like you are playing a character when you are giving these readings?
Okay, so depending on the setting, if you are in a corporate setting where it needs entertainment, that's when you kind of embrace a character, so to a certain extent.
Yeah.
But that's only really on a visual scale.
Yeah.
So, because some people might want something that's more gypsy-like, others may
Sure.
want a more goth approach. They may want a woodland fairy. You never know.
Yeah.
But you still stay true to yourself in terms of the readings.
Right.
You keep it light. You keep it focused. In a one-to-one setting, you're more authentically yourself because you're still mindful of vulnerabilities, backgrounds, everything like that.
Sure.
But if they're not seeing who you are, they're not going to buy into you.
Right.
And that goes with any walk of life.
Yeah.
So as an actor,
Yeah.
if a director can't buy into you as a person, you're screwed.
Yeah.
If as a dancer you're not true to the style of dance that you've been trained in, you're screwed.
Yeah.
Same if you're doing the readings, mediumship, you've got to be true to who you are. So, but you also got to learn as well to match the energy of the person to an extent. So you could be working with a very high energy person, you're matching that. You could be bringing them back down to earth. You could be doing all sorts.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't say it's entirely character based, just on a visual. But if you're doing, say, like a like the tapping into everything that's happening around you scenario,
Yeah.
then you've got to stay present to what is there
Yeah.
and adapt accordingly.
Sure. Yeah. I think that's a really good place just to wrap it up.
Yeah.
I think.
Okay.
So, if people want to reach out to you, follow you, where should they go?
So they can check out my website, which is sashacooper.co.uk. That's SASCHACOOPER.co.uk, which it gives you details about what I do, including escape room and quiz work as well. You can also find me on Facebook under Sascha Cooper, Instagram under Sascha Cooper Entrepreneur, Twitter at the moment. I think I started that up again. I think that's Sascha_Cooper. I think.
Okay.
That's the latest one that I did, and I'm also on Blue Sky under Sascha Cooper, Threads under Sascha Cooper Entrepreneur. Yeah, you find me.
That's brilliant. I will put all of those in the show notes so people will be able to just click straight to them at the end.
Yeah, I'm everywhere basically. Well, not quite everywhere, but you know.
Thank you so much, and sorry for ruining your shoes.
Oh God, these are work shoes. Like they can easily be cleaned up. Oh, God.
A huge thank you to Sascha, and a huge sorry again from me for making her walk through all of that mud. Well, I didn't make her walk through that mud. We had to go through the mud, but it made an interesting end to the episode. If you'd like to learn more about Sascha, I will pop all of her details in the show notes. Please share this episode with a friend that will help to spread the message. Very uplifting walk there with Sascha in a beautiful part of the country, Cuckmere Haven. If you haven't been, go down there, have a walk along the river and walk along Seven Sisters. It's a gorgeous part of the world. Thanks again for listening. Buen camino. and keep listening.